Hello, happy Friday. How is it going, everybody? Welcome to another live stream. We are starting on our our fourth campaign that we are doing on the channel for Arkham Horror. This is the start to the Path of Carcosa. We are running it two-handed, which is the first time I've ever run Arkham Horror two-handed, so this will be fun for I guess it'll be fun. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so we are running Mark Harrigan and Harvey Walters. These are two. Hey, it is 17 Sickles. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. We are what's up? How's it going? We are I built these decks on stream, so if you want, you can find the deck list by typing in !decks, and that will pull up the deck list for you all. Or you can go watch these the VOD on YouTube to find the deck list. But hope everyone is doing well. I'm happy it is Friday. I hope you all are too. Just getting over COVID. There will be still some costs, but hopefully not as many as normal. Also, I got this awesome new chaos bag because I still cannot find my own, but I got this at Gen Con, so it's a Pokemon themed chaos bag, so hopefully that will bring us a lot of luck, but we'll see. Excellent. Well, I'm happy y'all are here. I think without further ado, I'm just too excited. We're just gonna dive right in. We got some new keywords, new campaign stuff. We are playing a standard campaign, so we may dope bag. Yeah, right. I saw this out of the corner of my eye as I was walking through the halls of Gen Con, and I was like, well, that's happening, because I needed to return my Quacks of Quedlinburg bag to its box, because that's what I had been using in the previous campaigns. And so now we have the Pokemon bag. Hopefully that brings us a lot of good luck. So yeah, we're playing standard mode. We are hopefully not going to lose immediately. D20, just FYI on strategy, don't die. That was your biggest mistake. Okay, I will try and keep that in mind. That is good advice. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh man, great. Okay, so let's read the prologue. It is kind of fun because the last campaign that D20 and I ran with was the Edge of the Earth campaign, and I was surprised to see this book stop at 33 pages. I was really expecting another 74-page book to read through and then just turn this stream into a read-along, but I know that was a favorite for everyone. But here we go. Prologue. You turn over the folded program in your hand, reading it for what seems like the 100th time. Misanthropic Playhouse presents The King in Yellow, it reads. A special one-night engagement in Arkham's very own Ward Theater. It's irresistible drama in 2 acts, production staged and directed by Nigel Ingram. The cast is a small ensemble with one unattributed credit at the end, The Stranger. That seems ominous. To have such a highly anticipated play come to Arkham all the way from Paris is a noteworthy event, even if it is for just one night. For weeks leading up to the show, it was the talk of the town. It seems so unassuming, and yet you have evidence something sinister is at work. It started with the disappearance of one of the stagehands at the theater, a boy of only 17 who missed rehearsal one night and was never seen again. I feel like that should be brought up. I feel like somebody should have said something, but it seems like it just kind of went by the wayside. Then, less than 2 weeks before the performance, there was the musician whose corpse was found with a gun in its mouth. Perhaps most chilling was the crazed man the coppers had picked up in the Independence Square, who had been ranting and raving about the king's return. He was brought to Arkham Asylum, where you were surprised to discover he was not alone in his delusions. I have heard of the King in Yellow before, and I have very strong suspicions that that's what we're going for in this campaign, which is kind of exciting. I think I played the King in Yellow in Cthulhu Wars. I don't know if anyone's ever played Cthulhu Wars, but it's a game where you play as one of the cults, and King in Yellow is the one I played with. Finding these events suspicious, you and your companions have delved deeper into the matter, although no connection can be proven. These weren't the only strange events surrounding the up-and-coming play. Instances of suicide and madness have followed in its wake, and you are determined to discover why. The lights in the auditorium dim, and a spotlight shines on the stage. What unfolds is not quite what you expected. Slow-paced and monotonous. The first act of The King in Yellow, there you go, right there. The King in Yellow is a tedious bore. The setting and characters are compelling, but the meandering and nonsensical story does little to entertain or inform. You begin to wonder whether the dreadful events surrounding The King in Yellow aren't connected after all. Perhaps it was just your overactive imagination. How could such a trivial and unassuming show cause such pandemonium? You are surprised when the first act closes without any rising action or revelation. It sounds like an epic play. I'd like to be there. The lights rise for intermission, and you consider leaving early, stifling a yawn before you are able to decide. However, you find yourself drifting to sleep. If Lola Hayes was a chosen investigator for this campaign, that investigator leads Lola's passage out loud. Otherwise, proceed to scenario 1 curtain call. I do like that. That's kind of fun. I may want to run through this with Lola. I think she is the basic investigator that does not have a class, and I heard that she is not a good one to start with, or not a good one to play this one with. But well, we are playing scenario 1 today. We have the curtain call. You awaken with a start as though shaken by an unseen force. You must have slept for some time, for there are only a few other patrons in the audience and no other performers on stage. The lights are dimmed and the stage curtains are tattered and ripped, though you do not remember that being the case during the first act. You wait a moment before you are sure this isn't part of the performance. As you that'd be great. As you wait, a foul but unrecognizable smell permeates the air. How long have you been asleep? Shaking off your drowsiness, you walk towards one of the seated patrons and ask him for time, but he does not respond. It is then you realize you are speaking to a corpse. Well, that's terrifying. So setup, we gathered all the cards. We set the following cards outside of play. We put the theater, balcony, backstage locations into play. And if Lola Hayes, she begins play backstage. Oh, that's kind of cool. Shuffle the remainder of the encounter deck to start play. And then do not read until we die. Or don't die. That was the advice from D20. I'm excited to be playing Arkham again. I was a little bit soured. I am quite the astute investigator. I had a full conversation with this corpse. It's like, ooh, that's not good. Also, like, I am so surprised that the internet is working again. They came out, they said that they fixed it by tightening up a joint, which I honestly thought was BS, but I have not had problems since, knock on wood. But here we are. Okay, so we are playing Mark Harrigan, the Guardian, and his job is to protect Harvey Walters, who is our Seeker. The Guardian starts out with play with Sophie in play, and he can take damage in order to get pluses to his skill test. But once we do get a certain amount of damage, Sophie flips, and you get -1 to all of your skills, and you have to start healing yourself up. So we do have ways to heal in both of our decks, but we're just trying not to flip Sophie, if possible. Then Harvey is all about the card draw and investigation. We do also have a synergy between these two investigators. Do have a synergy between these two investigators where Harvey is going to be able to pay for some of Mark's assets once he gets a certain ally in play, which I don't remember the name of right now. But once we get that in play, then he'll be able to pay for some of his assets, which is nice because Mark's random weakness that he drew is discarding all of his assets. Or all of his resources. Okay, so we get to decide who is the lead investigator. We're going to go ahead and say Mark is the lead investigator, and then we can choose who moves in what order each round. But just for the game's sake, if there are any things that target the lead investigator, that will be Mark. And also the red arrow here is a one-way. So I do have two colors, and what I'm going to be doing is greens are two ways, reds are one ways, just so it's a little bit easier to see on the stream. But let's go ahead and start. You get 5 cards. with a mulligan, shuffling any back in, and discarding any weaknesses. Already, we do have a beat cop, which is excellent. We have a painkillers, which is nice. We have a guts and an overpower. I like that. I'm going to mulligan the beat cop into fine clothes, which is also a really good beast. No, Nelson, you're killing me. A new raid just dropped in Destiny 2 the exact moment you went live. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I apologize. Poor timing on Destiny's part. So we've got this. We'll probably want to try and get beat cop and fine clothes down, and then maybe follow Mark over to another spot. We are starting in the theater, and we will figure out what to do. Again, we are playing through this absolutely blind, so no idea what to expect or what to do. We got 2, 4, 5 for Harvey. See what he's got. He's got a medical student, which is nice, but medical student triggers upon entering play. So maybe want to wait for him. Got 2 Eurekas. May want to keep just one of those. Magnifying glass is great. Archaic glyphs. It would be fun to try and translate the glyphs. We got a treachery, but we mulligan that immediately. Higher education and working a hunch. Okay. Quit having a life at night. I'm sorry. Alrighty. Okay, so these are our hands. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want to handle these D20. I'm sure you figured it out. You figured it out somehow. I got little standees over here. Okay, so first let's have Harvey go. Let's have Mark go first. So Mark will be going first, and what we'll do is we want to kind of make our way. I think we have more access. We kind of lock ourselves in if we go backstage immediately, and so let's see if we can kind of do a loop around. I feel like balcony is like jumping down to the theater, which sounds pretty exciting. So first, let's actually read all of this. The third act is Agenda 1A. The theater is eerily silent. The old wooden floors creak beneath your feet, and a light rain gently patters on the roof as you explore the auditorium. There are more rotting corpses among the seats, and the rest of the crowd has vanished. It's great. So that moves on once we have reached 6 doom. So every round we will be placing a doom there. Act 1A is Awakening. You pinch yourself to see if you are dreaming. And sure enough, your skin stings and reddens. You take a few deep breaths and try to think rationally. Whatever is going on, you must explore the theater to learn the truth of the matter. We move on when we have 3 clues per investigator here. So we will start out at the theater. Let's flip this up. This has a shroud of 2 and 0 clues, so we need to go somewhere else to find all of the clues. So Mark's starting us out. We're going to spend 4 resources to put down a beat cop. So that gives us +1 fight. +1 fight, and we can discard beat cop to deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. That's a pretty costly mistake. D20 is not letting me at you. I don't know how to turn that on, honestly. Let's spend 1 more. Let's go ahead and just drain his resources to play Fine Clothes. So reduce the difficulty of any skill test you perform by during parlay actions by 2. And this is really on here for the buffer of the damage, because whenever we place damage on Mark, we get to draw, or a card that Mark controls, we get to draw a card. And so that triggers well with Harvey. So whenever an investigator at his location draws a card, he can draw an additional card. Harvey wants to have a lot of cards in his hand. Okay, so then we're going to hop over to the lobby with Mark. The lobby is forced. When lobby is revealed, put 2 of the set aside lobby doorways locations into play at random, and then as 2 action cost, we can draw 2 cards. And this is a Shroud of 4 with 1 clue. So we have to put some of these lobby doorways outside out of play. We got 3 lobby doorways, 3 backstage doorways. So I'm guessing the backstage has a similar effect. So we will shuffle these up and put 2 of them into play. Just make sure that that works on stream. And those are double. Well, Nelson, I upset Jason. Uh-oh, what'd you do? Why'd you upset Jason? Jason, well, I'm not gonna say he's a good guy, but like, what'd you do? He's gonna send birds after you. Oh, is it a wingspan upset? Alrighty, okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and just move over with Mark. Let's hang out with the Guardian. We always want to be with the Guardian because that seems like the smart move here. Let's spend 1 resource as a fast action, so it does not take one of our actions to put down a magnifying glass. That does give us +1 skill while investigating. That's 1 to move. I think I probably want to Mark's deck his cost curve is pretty low, and until we get the ally that allows us to pay for items, we really are not super concerned with money. It is nice to have, but like I don't necessarily want to throw higher education down because we don't really have a card draw engine for us right now. I'm thinking about playing Working a Hunch to just grab this clue for free, and then maybe Archaic Glyphs and tossing a higher education to start putting 1 on it. 1 resources on Archaic Glyphs after the 3rd secret. Okay, I thought it was 5. Oh, you gain 5 resources as well. Yeah, so let's definitely do that. Okay, so second action, we're going to play Archaic Glyphs. Who are you playing as and what do they do? Yep, so Mark Harrington is a Guardian. He is a fighter. He is out here. Basically what he does is he can take damage to increase his skill test, as well as whenever you place a damage on any card that he controls, you get to draw a card. That combos pretty well with Harvey. Harvey wants cards in his hand. He has an ability that says after an investigator at your location draws 1 or more cards during the investigation phase, they can draw an additional card. And so I can fuel the card draw engine for both of these with Harvey. And then Harvey is all about finding clues. So right now he's a 6 investigate, really easy to go find stuff. And I'm also kind of doing the side quest of the Archaic Glyphs. So it's with the Archaic Glyphs, I can, once I discard 3 cards, I like basically have translated the glyphs, and then there's an upgraded version of that is just like super cool, and I want to put that in my hand. So then we're going to spend 2 resources to play Working a Hunch, which is a fast action to discover a clue at our location. So we'll just take that, and then as our last action, we'll toss a higher learning to place 1 resource on Archaic Glyphs. Alrighty. So that's that. We only have 1 card in our hand. There are no enemies on the table, so what we will do is move right into the cleanup phase. So we unexhaust all of our cards. We draw a card. Hey, it's another Archaic Glyphs. That's going to be tossed pretty quickly. And we got an emergency cash for Mark, which is good, although we don't have anything to pay for it. And then we each get a resource. I put my resources over here on my right side, and it's completely throwing me off because they're normally over here on my left side, and so that's going to take a little bit of time to get used to. Alrighty, so at the top of the round, we will place 1 doom on the current agenda. Mark is the lead investigator, so his first card is Whispers in Your Head, Peril, and Hidden. So technically I can't know about this, but secretly add Whispers to your head, to your hand. You cannot move more than once each turn, and discard Whispers in Your Head from your hand for 2 actions. Okay, and then here we've got Whispers in Your Head, Dismay. So you cannot commit skill cards to your skill test, and as 2 actions I can discard this from my hand. So there you go. We're going crazy, y'all. We are already going crazy this early into it. Moving into the investigation phase, let's go ahead and have Mark go first again. And I think we will spend 2 actions to get rid of this guy, and then we're gonna move down to the lobby doorway. We're gonna move down to this lobby doorway. So this is a Shroud of 4. While you're in the lighting box, which is this, increase the resource cost of each card in your hand by 2. Ow, oof. Okay, and that has 2 clues on it, and it's a victory 1, so that's pretty nice. We do like victory points. Shroud of 4. Okay, so on Mark's turn, we will also move down to the lighting box for 1. We're going to toss an Archaic Glyphs to put a second counter on this Archaic Glyphs, and let's go ahead and let's just try a straight up search. So it's a 4 to a 6. So that feels pretty good. We pull it out. It's a -1. We got one of these clues. The Pokemon bag is lucky. The Pokemon bag is lucky. You heard it here first. That's that turn. So enemy phase, there are no enemies. Unexhaust, pass out money, draw a card. Ooh, we got a 32 Colt for Mark, which is really great. We need to move out of here before we pay for it though, because I don't want to pay 5 for it. But we do have an emergency cash, so we have the ability to do that. But here we go. Okay, and then Mark's card is going to be Burning the Midnight Oil. So resources, when this action begins, gain 2 resources. So that's a 0 cost card that just allows us to increase and improve our economy a little bit. So starting out at the top of the round, place 1 here. Mark's card is going to be, hey, the Fanatic. Spawn, reveal location with the most clues, which is right here. After Fanatic enters play, move 1 clue from Fanatic's location to Fanatic. When you defeat Fanatic, take control of all of its clues. Okay. Well, that's kind of nice, because we immediately get the victory point from lighting box. The problem is I kind of wanted to get this 32 Colt onto the table before we ran into anyone, but it doesn't seem to be the case. And so that's fine. And then here we've got Black Star's Rise. Revelation Test Book 4. If you fail, you must either place 1 doom on the current agenda or take 1 horror for each point you fail by. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance. So we're testing Book 4. We have Book 6, so we will shuffle up and pull 1 of these, which is a 0. So we do pass just like that. Easy money. We're actually kind of okay with Fanatic if we don't kill him this round. I don't necessarily want to split up the party. I think Maddie would get upset with me, but it does kind of feed our card draw a little bit. So that is kind of nice. But let's go ahead and have Mark. Let's have Mark go first. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to swing at the Fanatic. So we're swinging at 5 to 3. Let's go ahead and overpower. So we're going 7 to 3. And if it's successful, we get to draw a card. So 7 to 3. It's a skull, which is -1 or -3 if you have 3 or more horror on you. I do not, so it's a -1. So we do succeed. We deal 1 damage to the fanatic. We get to draw a card, and we're going to trigger Harvey's ability to draw a second card. So we've got a safeguard. Ooh, I love this card. After an investigator moves from your location to a connecting location, exhaust safeguard, move to that location. So that's huge. And shell shock. For every 2 damage on you, take 1 horror. I have 0 damage on me. So love that. That was a good time to pull that. That was a good time to pull that. Count Beat Cop 2. Count Beat Cop 2. Oh yeah, yes, thank you. Thank you. 6. I keep forgetting that Beat Cop is better for more than just a damage soak. So that was the first action. So we will just go ahead and swing again for 6 because we do have Beat Cop. 6 to 3 on the fanatic. Let's go ahead and pull. We got a 0. And so just like that, the fanatic is dead. We take control of that clue. And we will spend 1 action to move out of the lobby. On Harvey's turn, we will just got the Mythic Battles Pantheon all in for 150 euros. Still don't believe it. That's awesome. That's a really good idea. That's a really good deal. It's a really good deal. I've never tried it though, but I do. It does look really cool. Well, congratulations. That's super exciting. Happy Friday. That's a good win. We're gonna spend 2 actions on Harvey to get rid of whispers in your head, and then we're gonna hop back up here to the lobby. We have 3 of the 6 clues that we need to advance the act. Yeah, you just had to buy it for that price. You don't want to lose money, right? So nice. That's super exciting. No enemies in this phase, so we will go ahead and unexhaust, gain resources. Draw a card. Harvey got another Eureka. And we've got a Guts here. We have 6 cards in our hand for Mark. So that is something that we need to be thinking about. I'm still trying to figure out how and where to put all of these, but we're getting there. But LCG is always in your heart. Nice. Still, my Warhammer Invasion LCG is at my shelf, eager to try it, just don't have time. I didn't realize that Warhammer had an LCG. Is it a co-op or is it a competitive LCG? PvP. Oh, it is by FFG. Yeah, I just kind of assume, I guess I should assume that the majority of LCGs are FFGs. That was a lot of acronyms. Okay, very cool. Nice. It's probably fairly not recent, right? It's probably a little bit older, be my guess. It was not really your type. You think it'll be a good one. Nice. I'm excited to hear about it. I'm always curious about the different options, or the different LCGs out there. Top of the round, we are going to place 1 Doom. Mark's card is a Spires of Carcosa. Attach to your location, then place 2 Doom on that location. There's no Doom on the attached location. Discard Spires of Carcosa. Investigate. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues here, remove 1 Doom from the attached location. Ooh, okay. Well, that's not great. So that's at 2, 4, 5. So we are 1 away from progressing. And we've got test Brain 3. For each point you fail, take 1 horror. We've got Brain 4. Testing to Brain 3. I'm going to play Eureka. So if this skill test is successful, search the top 3 cards of their deck for a card and shuffles their deck. So we are 5 to 3. So we should probably be okay here. Skull, which is a -1, so we are good. So we search the top three cards of our deck for a card. We're definitely not drawing the weakness. It's not our turn, so I guess we will take logical reasoning. Play only if you have at least one clue. Choose investigator's location. That investigator either heals 2 horror or discards a terror card from their threat area. Then we shuffle. Thinking of buying Forgotten Age core for 25 euros. I found it in a Hungarian store. It's your favorite theme, jungle. I feel like 25 euros for like the small box Forgotten Age. Not small box, but like the deluxe version. It feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Especially if it is your favorite theme. Okay, moving on to I'm trying to figure out if we want to get rid of this Spire of Carcosa. We do only have one more agenda card, so probably don't want to spend too much time not investigating that. So let's go ahead and let's have Mark go first. We're gonna play emergency cash for 3. We're gonna spin 3 for the 32 Colt. This comes in with 6 ammo. And we can fight to deal +1 damage. Making sure I have all my slots correct. Yep. Then for my third action, we will spend 2 to play Safeguard. I almost printed all of Arkham homemade expansion. Oh, cool. Also has all the other Arkham official expansions and printable versions, maybe because you don't need to hurry and buy the new expansions. How many expansions do you have? Are you like looking for more content? So now on Mark's turn, we are going to go ahead and investigate to try and get this Doom off of here. So we're going a 6 to 4 -1, so we got 1 Doom, and then we'll do it again. 6 to 4 auto fail. I guess we'll go one more time just to try and get rid of it. So 6 to 4, yeah, -2. We are good. So that last Doom comes off, and we bought ourselves a couple of turns. Are you strictly playing only LCGs? So right now, yes. However, I just filmed an announcement for the channel, and I guess a little preview. I am changing that. I am not cutting back in anything that I'm doing on the LCG side, but I am adding and changing it to doing more board games and more different card games and stuff like that. So I do want to try and expand the channel, starting here in probably the next couple weeks to months. You'll start seeing more content on this channel. So yeah. I'm excited for it. I just absolutely adore streaming, and so there are a lot of games that I love, and figured it's gonna be great to do that. So I guess I have played Sentinels of the Multiverse, which is, I don't know if I consider that an LCG. Just don't play games like Catan and Pandemic, please. No. So I currently have plans to play Dice Throne. I'm playing Dice Throne with a friend. I want to play Aeon's End with a friend. Yeah, they are boring and overhyped. Dice Throne is sick. It is so much fun. My buddy just picked up the Marvel Dice Throne, and he's been really enjoying that. He said that was really cool. I just did a video with him yesterday. Aeon's End is really cool. Yeah. I've been playing just the Outcast. Yeah. You can throw a link. In. No enemy phase. We will go ahead and gather resources. I guess technically we draw a card first, but I don't think it really matters for these investigators. Unexhaust everything. Mark got a cryptic writing. So after we draw cryptic writings during your turn, play it. So we don't get to do that, unfortunately, but it is a 0 for 2. Dice thrown in Aeon's End. Yes, it's happening. It's happening. Maybe you have time. Maybe you have Time My Collection. I'll check out the link later. I don't even have a mouse with me right now. Hey, it's a 45 automatic. There we go. So we got a 45 and a 32. Perfect. Beast Snow, there's a lot of good themed games, but people always go for the hype. there are so many games out there, right? I was just on my podcast that released yesterday. We were talking about, my co-host was playing a game that was like ranked like 11,000th on BGG, and that was still like a fairly good game, like highly rated game. And just like the amount of games in that database is just overwhelming at some points. But alrighty, we're gonna place a Doom here. Gonna flip this for Mark. Frozen in Fear. Put Frozen in Fear into play in your threat area. The first time you perform each of the following actions: move, fight, or evade each round, it costs 1 additional action. At the end of your turn, test Brain 3. If you succeed, discard Frozen in Fear. Like, everyone plays Gloomhaven. Yuck. You don't like Gloomhaven? The map is boring. Every tile looks the same. Don't understand the hype. I really like Gloomhaven. I think that the story had room to improve, but I love the mechanics of the game. I thought the mechanics were really solid. I played through Gloomhaven, and then I played through, we did it on the evil side, and then we did it again going back through the bats, or the other you don't like the graphics of the game, and that's fair. I like hype, but I do my research and watch playthroughs at first. You're still on the fence about Aeon's End, which is why you want to see more of it. You're all in Dice Throne, Marvel Dice Throne, and Dice Throne Adventures, though. It looks fun. I do think Madara looks prettier than Gloomhaven. I have not played Madara, but I do think it looks incredible. You have Role Player Adventures? How do you like that? It's been on my my list to check out recently. Harvey needs a card. Harvey's card is Descent into Madness, which is Surge. If you have at least 3 horror on you, lose an action. I do not. Surge is into Whispers in your head. You cannot play events. 2 actions to discard this from our hand. I think we're okay with that, honestly. One of your favorites, please don't buy the expansion book. It's a scam. Oh yeah? Is it just, there's just not a lot of content there? Or what do you mean by it's a scam? Okay, so let's go ahead and what is Painkillers? Painkillers is let's use Mark to spend 2 actions to move over to this lobby doorway. So this is the green room. It has a 5 shroud. Ouch. After investigate, you get +3 for this investigation. After the skill test ends, discard each card in your hand. What? That seems crazy. That comes in with 2, which is 1 short of what we need. Really big font. Oh, it's only 5 pages per character. You love to see Arkham Horror? I got Edge of the Earth expansion and so excited to put it on the table. Make sure that your table is huge because it is a very large game. I truly don't need more games on my list. Your wallet is empty enough. You also got Lords of Hellas with Warbox plus 2 copies of every other expansions for 50 euros. I've not tried or heard about Lords of Hellas. I think I've like heard the name, but I don't know anything about it. But very cool. I don't want to discard all the cards in my hand. Actually, it's gonna be funny to get rid of Whispers in your head out of my hand. That'd be kind of fun though. Oh my goodness. At the end of my turn, I need to test Brain 3. I have a 3 Brain. I'm going to put Guts. Actually, I'm gonna commit 1 Guts to the test. So I'm going 5 to 3. Let's go ahead and pull -2, so we are good. So we do succeed. Guts allows us to draw a card. We can toss Frozen Fear. Let me handle this. Fast play after another investigator draws a non-parallel encounter card, but before resolving that card's effect, you're considered to have drawn the card, and you get +2 to your skills while resolving that card's revelation effect. Oh, from a German millionaire? Wow. You're struggling to keep Lord of the Rings LCG and Arkham LCG updated. Are you buying through like the new stuff on Lord of the Rings and Arkham Horror? Or are you trying to accumulate all the old stuff? Late to appear, but I am still alive. I am still alive. It's new for me. It's weird. How you doing, Astari? Happy to have you. Yeah, Beast Snow has bought a lot. I was wondering if you have like 2 to 3 Arkham Horror Lord of the Rings campaigns. You have a lot of content. Many video games don't have that much. Yeah, that is very true. That is really true. Is that the amount of content in these boxes per your money is way more than so many of the other like entertainment options that you can buy, right? Like you can spend $130 to buy what, like the investigator and the campaign expansion for Arkham, which is like 8 games, and each game is probably, it's like 8 hours, but you can replay it, and it's so much stuff. And then if you don't even want the investigator expansion, then you can go with just like the $60 or $70 version, and then it's like less than $10 per first hour of play. It's crazy. You have Ashes of the Phoenixborn. You're just sad. Are you talking about the first edition or the second edition of Ashes? It is probably one of the more beautiful games that I have seen. Just at the first one, yeah. So I have heard that the second edition fixed a lot of the issues that the first edition had. But I did buy it, but yeah. You own the core, Dunwich, and now Edge of the Earth. Waiting for Carcosa here in Brazil at the end of the year. Nice. Okay. Lord of the Rings, you own 5 cycles. That's so, yeah. That's so exciting. It's so much stuff. It's really fun. But yeah, Edge of the Earth is. I think Edge of the Earth will be a lot better the second playthrough. That's the first playthrough was a little frustrating because it doesn't necessarily follow the same formulas of the other campaigns, because it's like their maps are huge. It's just very sprawling, and it can be very kind of overwhelming almost. But okay, what am I doing? I'm in player phase. So Mark just did his. We will have Harvey come down. We'll have Harvey come down. We're investigating 5 to 6. I don't love it. So let's instead, I cannot play events from my hand, but let's play Eureka. So we're going to go 7 to 5. I own the whole core, Dunwich, and 1/3 of every scenario, plus 2 game mats and wooden thingies for cards to look nice, like card holders. Oh, Jason has. I'm using these, which are like Burnt Island, games, they're really nice. They're just. I wish they were like longer. They seem very condensed, but I did get some from Jason from D20 Woodworking, who made some really nice stuff. Yeah, it gets value as you play it. So Skull is a -1, so we do pass. So we get one of these clues. So we go up to 3 clues on Mr. Harvey. And Eureka did trigger, so we get to search for Perception, Shortcut, or Laboratory Assistant. I kind of like the Laboratory Assistant. Shortcut is also really. I can't play events right now. I cannot play events. Let's actually take Perception, because I want to grab this last clue. You ever play Kingdom Death Monster? For me, it was overwhelming. I've not played Kingdom Death Monster. That's one that I've been kind of financially avoiding because it is a lot. I know that they have like TTS mods and everything, but it also didn't seem like I would love it. Hey, first time chatter. Chop power. Sorry, it's super small on my screen, so I have to look at it. Is two-handed the way to go for Arkham Horror Solo? I don't see many people playing true solo. So this is my first time ever playing two-handed. I have played through the core single-handed. I played through Edge of the Earth two-player. I played through Dunwich single-handed, and now I'm playing through Carcosa two-handed. Two-handed is absolutely the way to go. There is so much you have to do in Arkham to be successful that there are very, very, very few investigators that can pull it off, do kind of everything. So, oh, yes. Yes, because it does say draw it. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. That's really cool. Hey, it's another perception. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. So I highly recommend two-handed. It is a little bit more logistically to keep up with, but it is two-force. It is, I think, very much better because you can specialize and you don't have to try and be mediocre at everything. Beast, no, I'm only buying the newly released Lord of the Rings stuff. Core, Dark and Mirkwood, all 4 starter packs, now Agmar. I want the campaign stuff right now because I'm sick of Dol Guldur. Yeah. Is the campaign stuff for Agmar out yet? I don't know. We're gonna perception and search again. So we are going to go for, we're doing 7 to 5, or 8 to 5, -3. Perfect. We nailed that one. Perception triggers. I get to draw a card. I've already done that. I get a shortcut. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So I can't play events. I keep forgetting that. Okay. So we are at 5 out of 6 clues that we need. You play every game two-handed. Might try true solo one day, but you rather play two-handed. I think the game is set up for multiplayer. All 3 of the LCGs are kind of set up for multiplayer. I like solo in Lord of the Rings and Arkham. I'm sorry, Lord of the Rings and Marvel. One, they kind of crank out games faster. Lord of the Rings, I do like the challenge. There are cards that you just can't really use, which kind of sucks. But I do think that two-player probably is the best experience for all of the games, but Arkham is the one where I feel it's necessary. You're debating two-handed versus one-handed as you prepare starting Dunwich. I would do it two-handed. Yeah. What investigators are you planning to use? You play a lot of true solo. It's fine, but you have to build your deck in a very certain way, and that's very true. That's very true. It came out the 19th piece now. Sweet. Okay. Have you started the campaign? I cannot play events. I've moved 1, 2. We're good. Moving in. We get some money. Yep. Okay. So we get money. Draw a card. So we're at 2, 4, 6. This is our 7th card. It's another magnifying glass. No, I have another. Well, I can toss this and then throw a second magnifying glass. If we keep seeing 5s, that's going to be insane. And then Mark gets emergency aid. Choose an investigator to a location. Heal 2 damage for the investigator from an ally asset he or she controls. You haven't even sleeved all the cards yet. That's a lot of sleeves. That's a lot of sleeves. Okay, so we're good. Moving up. We are 5 out of 6 here. Starting to feel that crunch time. Zoe and Pete, but you'll run both now. Nice. Yeah. Let me. Are you in the Discord? I lose track of who all's in the Discord. If you are not, I invite you to join. You can click that link in chat from Nightbot, and I want to hear about it because I loved Dunwich. I thought it was phenomenal. You think the game is best designed for multiplayer, especially 2 players, but Lord of the Rings, both Lord of the Rings. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you just get so much more interaction and so much more fulfillment out of manipulating 2 players and having them play off of each other. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, sweet. Dunwich was so cool. Dunwich was so cool. And I've heard awesome things about Carcosa as well. So that goes there. Mark's encounter card. Obscuring Fold, attach your location. This gets +2 Shroud, and after the attached location is successfully investigated, discard it. Glad. I don't care. I'm leaving. You play a lot of champions too. There is a lot of chatter about champions. Yep, you can definitely. There's a lot of chatter about champions. So, do you have a favorite hero in champions? And my counter card over here, Dissonant Voices. You cannot play assets or events at the end of the round. Discard Dissonant Voices. Joke's on you. I can't play events no matter what because of whispers in your head. Okay, moving into the investigator phase. Let's go ahead and have Mark go first. We'll go 1. We will exhaust Safeguard. It's my first exhaust to follow Mark. That's 1. We'll go 2 to the balcony. Forced, after you perform a move action during which you move from the balcony to the theater, take 2 damage. Oh, that's fun because you're jumping down. Ah, nice. This has a shroud of 2 and 2 clues on it. 1, 2, and I guess we will. Lately, your favorite hero has been Miles and Gwen, but that's because you're a fan of Spidey World. They're just awesome heroes. Yeah, thanks, Beast. No. Yeah, we just played a 4-player. I'm still figuring out sleep. I don't know if I mentioned this. I like, we finished a 4-player game of Champions. It was a 4-hour stream. It was absurd. It was so long. We finished it at 12:30, and we snuck by with the win at the very end after resolving like 18 encounter cards in 1 turn, and it was insane. But what I did, or like I was so hyped I couldn't go to sleep. I didn't go to sleep until I think it was like 2:30 or 3, and it was just, I'm still like paying for that. I'm getting too old. Let's go balcony. Let's go ahead and we will use a perception to investigate here. The reason being is we do get to draw an extra card. So 2, 4, 6, 8. That would put us at 8. Okay, so those who are familiar with Arkham, when I have to discard down to my hand size, can I choose to discard whispers in your head? Or do I have to choose a player card to discard? Or can I just like game the system by discarding whispers in your head? So perception, I'm going a 8 to 2. You have to be a non-weakness. It is not a weakness. It's a treachery. Or non-treachery. Okay. Thanks, Co-Poet. A hidden card counts towards your hand size, but it cannot be discarded from your hand by any means. I mean, that makes so much sense. Like that sounds I figured, but I had to ask, right? Discord equals discharge money from your wallet. That's very true. Oh, it's a -1, so we do get this clue. We get to draw a card, and we'll go ahead and trigger his ability to draw a second one. Hey, we got a laboratory student and an art assistant. So 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 8 cards, so when we do draw, we will need to discard down at the end of the turn. Weaknesses can be discarded from your hand if you are discarding randomly, but hidden cards can. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Cool. Nice. Okay, sweet. I probably should get rid of that at some point. At the end of the round, discard Dissonant Voices, so we're not quite there yet. We do still have Mark's turn. Mark actually may have a shot at investigating here. So let's hop up. Spend 1 action to hop up with Mark. Let's try investigating. We will commit cryptic writing. Perception needs to go away. So Mark is going at 2. We're gonna commit cryptic writing. because I think we're good on resources. We're about to get 5 more here. So we'll go cryptic writing, and that way we don't have to discard it. And let's go emergency aid. I think we have enough healing around. So that's going to be 5-2. I like the playmat, but I want the Lord of the Rings more one. But this one's also pretty. I'm really happy with this one. This one's from Momo Monster. So yeah. You saw that FFG published an article. Yep. So what's taboo? A ban list thing. So yes, but since it's a cooperative game, it doesn't necessarily matter, right? It is a ban, quote, ban list, or it's a taboo list, and that's why they don't call it a ban list, because you can still play them. It's kind of up to you, but you can always take damage with Marcus if you want to. That is true. I forgot about that. Let's hold on to emergency aid, and let's damage Mark. Thank you. I need to like remember my abilities. So we will take 1 directed damage. I understand why, but I do wish Sophie was not direct damage. So 1 direct damage. So this is going to be 2, 4, 6. So 6-2, and we're going to pull a -3. Excellent. So we do succeed. Cryptic writing goes there. We get this last clue. Let's go ahead and advance the act. It was 1, 2. Yep. So we do have 1 more action. A shadow creeps along the walls beside you, and your heart leaps into your throat. You turn, and a figure flits away from you out of your sight. Either your mind is playing tricks on you, or someone else is in the theater. You follow the direction of the shadow, rounding a nearby corner. At the far end of the hall, he stands awaiting you. A man in an elegant black suit, his face covered by a pale mask. Though his attire has changed, you instantly recognize him as the actor who played the role of the stranger, one of the characters from The King in Yellow. He turns and disappears through an open doorway, as if taunting you to follow. Choose one of the set-aside locations at random. Put that location into play. Oh, interesting. Okay. Put that location into play and spawn the set-aside man at yellow at that location instead of his normal spawn location. Advance to one of the 3 copies of Act 2A at random. Remove the other copies of 2A from the game without looking at them. So here we go. We got 4. We'll roll a dice for this. If we roll a 5 or a 6, we will re-roll. 6, 4. So the backstage door. So this is connected here. This is the 2-way street. And then we've got the man in the mask. He is aloof, so you have to engage him. Or he does not automatically engage you. Investigate as an action. Your location gets +2 shroud for this investigation. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, defeat the man in the valid mask. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Okay, so that was 2 actions. We have to advance to one of the 2As. Act 2A. Okay, so we will shuffle it up. Also, card draw because you took damage. I think it... So, okay, I guess it's placed on a card that you control. Is... We're distracting. So, card that you control. Is the investigator a card that I control? Or is it a... or does it have to be like an asset? I thought it was just an asset, but if it's damaged, then that's really sweet. Oh, no kidding. Oh, sweet. Oh, well, that's sick. Okay, so say your prayers. Commit only if you have 3 or fewer saying or remaining sanity. So we will hopefully not need that. Well, we've got a 3 card. We'll roll a dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These get removed from the game. The Stranger, Act 2A. There's an Act 3. The mysterious stranger from The King in Yellow might know something about what happened during the intermission. You must find and confront him if you are to discover the truth. When the man in the valid mask would be discarded from play, advance. +1 for Harvey's ability. I already used Harvey's ability this round because I used a perception. So I drew the 2 cards. 2, 4, yeah. But yes, because it's limit once per round. But that's insane. That's insane that it's when he takes the damage too. I did not realize that. Oh, that's so cool. That's so freaking cool. Now I understand why people love him so much. No problem. No problem. At the end of the round, we'll discard this. Oh, that's so cool. That's so freaking cool. Oh, cool. Okay. So we will draw a card. We're at 2, 4, 6. We now have 7. Inspiring Presence. So if the skill test is successful, ready an ally asset at your location and heal 1 damage or horror from it. And Harvey's got, for every 3 cards in your hand, take 1 damage. So we got 3, 6. So 2 damage. Ouch. That can be so brutal if you have like if you have so many cards in your hand, because he wants to be drawing crazy. So 2, 4, 6, 7. So we're good there. We will ready. I don't think I passed out money, so here's money. Harvey's money banks over here. Then at the top of the round, we are advancing. Let's see what happens. Abruptly, the malformed body of an unnatural nightmare slams onto the stage, its slithering tendrils reaching into the aisles. It opens its maw and lets out a shrill, piercing song. The melody is uncanny. The notes sear into your mind. The pain pounds into your forehead, and blood runs from your ears. Search all the set-aside cards in the victory display for the Royal Emissary enemy and spawn it at the theater. So this prays with the lowest brain. It's massive, so that means that it's going to be it's going to be adjacent or connected to all of us. Engaged, that's the word. With all of us. It's a 4/4/2, and at the end of the enemy phase, each investigator at Royal Embassy's location or connecting location takes 1 horror. Gross. Alrighty. So Mark's card is a poltergeist, cannot be damaged except by spell, relic, or encounter cards. And it's a parlay. Test book 3 to attempt to banish this geist. If you succeed, deal it 1 damage. Well, that's hilarious because I get +2 to my parlay. Or reduce the difficulty. So I test parlay of 1 with this, which Mark only has 1. So that's not great, actually. I guess I may want to engage the poltergeist over here. Let's see what Mark draws. Mark's got a Spire of Carcosa. Attach your location and place 2 Doom on that location. There is no Doom on the attached location. Discard Spires of Carcosa. And then this threats out at 6. Let me see what the force ability is here. The creature's song echoes relentlessly throughout the halls of the theater. The melody repeats again and again, yet somehow never the same note twice. After Royal Emissary is added to the victory display, remove all Doom from play and reset the agenda to deck 1A, then place 3 Doom on that. Oh, that's cool. That's really, really cool. I like that a lot. Ghosts are impressed by your fine clothes. They really are, though. They're pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to brag, but that's great. Okay. So we've got this poltergeist here. We probably want to deal with that, and I need 2 Doom on Spire. So I want to deal with this poltergeist. I may use an action to pull it over with Harvey and deal with it that way, because I am only testing a 2 to a 1 here, and I don't really have a ton of cards that I really want to be tossing. So, and then if I do that, then Mark can take the 45 automatic. Like, I kind of want to get the 45 automatic onto the table. and then we can hopefully kill this royal emissary in 2 turns. And so in 2 turns, I can clear spires, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh, you can parlay it without being engaged with it. Okay. Well, that makes it a lot easier then. I wish Harvey had some fine clothes. Okay, so let's have Harvey go first then. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is we will. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So we will deal with this. We'll start getting some stuff onto the table. I'll probably throw a laboratory assistant out there. So I'm hoping that I can draw that ally that allows us to pay for his items, which we may not need right now, but we'll see. As long as he is at the same location, that's awesome. 2 players is so much better. Or 2-handed is so much better. Okay, so because like right, I would be in a world of trouble if if I flip this on just Mark. Okay, so in that case, let's go ahead and parlay. Let's use Harvey to parlay. We'll parlay 5 to 3 or 6 to 3. 6 to 3. We'll call it good. We'll just go for it. So -2. So deal 1 damage to it. We will parlay once again. So 6 to 3. -2. So we're good again. So that destroys the poltergeist. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. For some reason I assumed that you had to be engaged with it. Okay. So that was 2. Let's go ahead and let's toss the midnight oil to complete this. So we'll get rid of that. So this is after the 3rd secret is placed on archaic glyphs, discard it and gain 5 resources. Record that we have translated the glyphs. One of the things that I am going to be doing, so that's, we're getting 5. We're getting 5 resources. So is where did I put it? It's over here. I got this fancy notebook by Tesseract Games. So Tesseract Games has this fancy notebook that I'm going to be using because when we were going through Edge of the Earth, I was not recording it as well as I needed to. And so I will fill all of this in later, but I did, translated the glyphs. Yeah, isn't that really like it has like the campaign, then scenarios, and so you have like the scenario here, and then it goes through and you can put multiple campaigns in here. The campaign summary, it has additional investigators, so if they die, then you go on to your next campaign, and it has a lot in here. It has completion tables in the back, which is really cool. I have the Marvel one also, and this feels more necessary for this one. Don't fill it with pen. It'll no longer be a collectible. Oh no, it's too late. Well, I guess if it's a collectible now, whoever plays the first campaign has already translated the glyphs. So hopefully that will help, because in Edge of the Earth we were all over the place. We're like, were we doing that? Did we do that? It was a mess. So okay, so that was 3. Oh, this is +1 while investigating. I still passed both of the parlays, so we're still good there because it's both -2, so we're good. Okay, now we will We'll spend 4 resources to put a 45 automatic onto the table. That comes in with 4 ammo. That gives me a +1 fight as well as +1 damage. And that's going to be critical for killing this royal emissary. So that's going to be 1, 2, 4, 6. We are going to draw a card. And we're going to draw 2 cards. So we got a machete and a smoking pipe. So that's 2. And I guess I'll take a resource. I don't want to get to where this thing can attack us. So we'll take 1 resource, just like that. Okay, so there we go. The enemy phase, this is gonna pray over to the lobby. Then we will hop down and kill it. And that's so cool. I love that. I love that it's kind of like a reoccurring, it feels very much like the Miskatonic Museum, but I like the way that this is working more because you can kind of set it up so that like you can clear the doom and prolong it long enough. Cool. Okay. So that goes there. We will unexhaust everything that we have, which at this point is not a lot, or not anything actually. Mark will draw a card. Discard all of your resources. Oh no, that 1 resource. And then he'll gain a resource, right? Because you draw before you gain. Hilarious. Then I have 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're still good in Mark's hand. Harvey will draw a card, which is Guts. And we are at 2, 4, 6, 7 in Harvey's card. He will gain a resource. I have, oh my goodness. I actually have a way to deal with how much money he has. So I have these 5s. So this is 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 15. He has 15 resources. We'll go 10, and then change these to 1s. Okay, so Harvey's cost curve may need to be upped a little bit, or I need to be able to figure out how to find that ally that allows me to pay for the items over here. So we're still good there. Alrighty. So at the top of the round, 1 doom. Mark gets a card. Cryptic Chill, test Brain 4. If you fail, choose and discard 1 asset you control. If I cannot, I take 2 damage. So Brain 4, Mark has a 3 brain. We do have a Guts over here. And I could take a damage for +2. I think that's what we'll do. So we will, let's go ahead. We have 3. 5 to 4, and then we're going to take 1 damage. So at this point we have taken 2 damage, so we're still good on Sophie. So we're going 7 to 4. 7 to 4. We will draw a skull, which is a -1. Yep, -1. So we do succeed on the crit chill. Guts does trigger, so we get to draw a card, which is, hey, another fine close. That's what you want, right? And I get to draw a card for placing a damage on Mark. That's crazy. It's limit once per phase. So it's a 32 Colt. And we will need to discard cards at the end of this round. Oh, well, actually we could probably toss cards if we're afraid of not winning. Okay, so we have got, okay, so we're going to start out with Harvey. Harvey is going to spend 2 to play the laboratory assistant. So our hand size is increased by 2. After she enters play, we get to draw 2 cards. So it's a deduction and a Charles Ross Esquire, which is what we needed. This is the card that we needed to pay for his items. So that's 1. I'm trying to figure out if this is the time to get rid of whispers in your head. Go ahead and spend some time to get rid of that. What I was thinking, no, I'm gonna come down here so that safeguard can trigger, just so that we get 3 activations against the royal emissary. Yeah, that's gonna be what I'm gonna do. Okay, so yeah, so I will 2, 4, 6, 8. I'll draw a card. So art student, and we'll trigger to draw a second, which is med student. Okay, that's good. That's good. And then we will move down here to the lobby. I will exhaust safeguard so Mark can follow. So that was 3 actions with Harvey. So let's go ahead and move on with Mark. Mark is going to spend his first action to spend a resource from the 45 automatic. And it's going to deal +1 damage and +1 fight. So I'm swinging at 5, 6, 7 to 4. And so I feel pretty comfortable with that. So let's go 7 to 4. Our first star, +1 for each damage. So he just went off. So that does deal 2 damage to the royal emissary. Let's just do it again. We're having so much fun over here with it. So we're gonna go 7 to 4 yet again, and we're going to draw a -3. We still win, and so this dies. This goes in the victory display, and we clear all the doom from the map. Right? Move all doom from play and reset the agenda to 1A. That's cool. That's so cool. That's so much fun. Because now he's in there, but if we progress on again, we lose 2 victory points. And so it's worth kind of stalling out to get those 2 victory points. I like that. Okay. Let's spend 1 resource to put painkillers on the table. There we go. Alrighty. So that's going to finish. We don't have any enemies that do anything. We do have one over here. So we will unexhaust everything. Draw a card. 45 automatic. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 cards in our hand over here with Mark now. So let's go ahead and let's get rid of a fine close. No, we're going to get rid of a 32 Colt. So we have a 45 in our hand. I'd much rather have the 45 on the table than the 32. And I don't think that we're probably going to be needing to use all of this ammo. Okay, over here, Harvey gets a resource. Or Mark gets a resource. Harvey draws a card. Charles Ross Esquire. So now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 cards in our hand. We do have a hand size of 10 at this point, so we do have to discard 1 card. We will discard we'll discard Charles Ross because we have another one of those in our hands. Alrighty, so at the top of the round, we're going to place 1 doom. Mark gets a poltergeist, gives him something to do. Oh, dang it, it's the parlay one again. Nice. And then Harvey is going to get a fanatic. That's too bad that was reversed. So after fanatic enters play, move 1 clue from fanatic's location to fanatic. And this spawns with the reveal location with the most clues. And so I think we get to choose because every location has 0 clues. So I think we get to choose. Let's go ahead and put it at the theater. Please correct me if I played that incorrectly. Hey Maddie, how's it going? No worries. Dude, I'm really enjoying this scenario. This has been a really fun scenario so far. Plus the combos of these two is pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. You can choose where it's tied. Okay, so theater is gonna go there. That way we can get rid of this, and it does not engage Harvey. Mark can move over there. The fanatic will engage Mark. Mark can do his thing. Okay, sweet. So we're good. We're good. Okay, so let's have Harvey go first. So we will parlay with the poltergeist. So it's going to be a 5 to 3. A 5 to 3 will move to a 0. So that does 1 damage to the poltergeist. We'll go 5 to 3 again. Say -1 because we have 0 horror on us. So that kills the poltergeist. I don't want to move because then the fanatic would engage. I'm gonna put the fanatic way over here. Never mind. I'm gonna throw the fanatic. I don't know why. I don't need to kill the fanatic. So I'm gonna throw it way over there in the lighting box and never deal with it. Okay, yeah, that makes way more sense. So we will use our 4th action to move, and we will exhaust Safeguard to follow Mark, or follow Harvey. Safeguard is solid. Safeguard is super solid. I'm happy with Safeguard. So now Mark is going to come over here to the backstage. Force, when backstage is revealed, put 2 of the set aside backstage doorways locations into play at random. While you are backstage, each hidden treachery in your hand counts as 3 cards instead of 1 for the purpose of counting your hand size. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, 2 of them are already. Okay. I was like, I thought we were supposed to have 3. We're good. I assume those have victory points on them. But I also don't want to stall out too long. I want to make sure that because there is an Act 3, so I know that we will probably have to do something. Okay. So Mark is over here. I definitely need to get rid of that stupid card over there. Diamond's Edge in the house of Arkham. So Mark has done 1. Let's go 2 to this backstage doorway. So Force, after you reveal the trap room, search the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 copy of Swarm of Rats and put it into play engaged with you. 2 copies instead if there are 3 or 4 investigators in the game. Shuffle the encounter deck if it is searched. Might as well see what's happening. Swarm of Rats is coming out. Did I just miss Swarm of Rats? You remember when D20 and Nelson took a vacation and we had a stream dessert? Well, it's my turn to take one, which is why I didn't make D20s last time. Or desert. Okay, I feel like I'm missing... Am I missing an encounter set? That doesn't sound good. Oh, it's. I think I am. Ooh, one sec. Oops. There you go. I forgot to put Swarm of Rats in there. So Swarm of Rats is now in there. It is a hunter. It's a 1/1. So we'll spend our third action to use the Colt to fight for... Oh, this is +1 damage, not +1 fight. Never mind, I don't need that. So we got 5, 6 to 1. I'm hoping that we can do that. This would be a hilarious auto fail. Drought or cataclysmic torrents of streams. Yep, that's how we do it. So we got a -1, so we kill the rats. Okay. So no enemies that do anything. We will draw with Mark. Emergency aid again. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8. We will... Let's toss a machete. Then Harvey over here is going to draw a laboratory assistant. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we're good with Harvey because he has a hand size of 10. On exhaust, Harvey needs a resource. Mark needs a resource too. Top of the round, we're going to put 1 Doom. Mark's encounter card. Rotting Remains, test brain 3. For each point you fail, take 1 horror. Eee. He has a 3 brain. We don't have guts, so we will just go for it. So 3 to 3. I could take a damage. I will take a damage to get +2 to this. So I've taken 3 damage, and so I'm good still with Sophie. So 5 to 3. And we've got a -1. So we pass. We do not take the damage. Okay. Harvey's is the King's Edict. For each cultist enemy in play, there's 1. Move 1 clue from that enemy's location to that enemy until the end of the round. Each cultist enemy in play gets +1 fight for each clue and or doom on it. If no clues are moved by this effect, it gains surge. So we are surging into Frozen in Fear. First time you perform any of the following actions: move, fight, or evade each round, it costs 1 additional action. At the end of your turn, test brain 3. If you succeed, discard Frozen in Fear. Alrighty, so let's have Harvey go first. We're going to spend 2 to discard Whispers in Your Head. And... I don't think I can do anything else. So I guess I'll draw a card, which is a Guts. Okay, well that's nice. And I'll draw a card again because of his ability. So working a hunch, fast, play only during your turn, discover 1 clue at your location. Excellent. Okay. Now it's going to be Mark's turn. He's going to... So I think the overall strategy that I'm looking at here is I'm going to come down to the backstage doorway here and attempt to go here because I need to progress the act, and I would like to do that probably before here because I keep the 2 victory points and it's just going to be kind of a slog to continue on. And that's the counter. I was trying to remember what counter I had on the screen because I switched streaming softwares. I was trying to remember what counter I had on the stream, and it was a victory point counter. But I was like, I can't remember what it is, so I'm just not going to put one. But it's a victory point counter. Okay. Okay. There you go. That's your mind for you. So I'm going to end up coming down here. first, and if I have time, I can go take care of those later. So, and get the clues. Plus, there's going to be one here, so I think that's what we're going to do. So, in that case, let's go ahead and spend 1 to play Smoking Pipe. 2, 4, 6 out of 9. So we're still good with Sophie. So we'll go, that's 1, 2, 3. We'll hop down to this backstage doorway. The dressing room, as 3 actions, we can heal 3 horror. So a Shroud of 4 and 0 clues on it. So my victory point idea there did not work out. He is aloof, so we have to engage him to oh, and this is gonna be a 6. Eeh. Alrighty, okay. So that's that. Pass out money. Draw a card. Let's see what Mark got. Mark got a let me handle this. So he's got 2, 4, 6, 8 cards, so he's good. And then Harvey has got a Vault of Knowledge. There we go. Awesome. Okay. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 cards in his hand. I meant to... Oh, Frozen in Fear. Let me play Guts to play Frozen in Fear. So I'm testing 6 to 3. I was like, I thought I was going to get rid of one of these cards. So 6 to 3. We've got a -1, so we do pass. So we would have drawn this card. And then we will draw Deduction. Deduction is nice. Okay, so I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards in my hand. I need to get rid of 3 of them. We're going to toss an art student. A magnifying glass. And a logical reasoning. So many cards. I need to remember that I have shortcuts so I can use shortcut. Okay, so top of the round. 1 doom here. Mark's card is a Swarm of Rats. And Harvey's card is a Spirit's Torment, Revelation, attached to your location. After you leave attached location, you must either take 1 horror or lose 1 action. Place 1 of your clues on the attached location to discard Spirit Torment. Okay. Gross. So we will start with Harvey. Let's play Shortcut. So this is fast. I can move to a connecting location. At this point, I will just take 1 horror. So I still have 3 actions. We will go 1 action down here, and we will investigate the dressing room. So the dressing room, it gets +2 Shroud, so it's a 6. We are currently investigating at a 5, 6, and we'll go 7 with deduction. No, I don't want to do that. We'll go 7 with deduction, 8 with art student, before I do that, I'm actually going to spend 3 to put Vault of Knowledge into play. So 1, 2, here's my go for here? So 6 to 6, 7, 8. I like one more. I like one more. Just because that means only 2 tokens in the bag instead of 3 tokens in the bag fail us. We'll commit emergency aid. So we're going 9 to 6. We drew. Hey, look at that! It's a +1, so we are fine. Deduction is successful. We discover an additional clue. That does not work. The star is draw 1 card. I'm going to have... Okay, so I'm going to draw a card, which is logical reasoning. 2, 4, 6. I'm going to draw a second card for his effect, which is burning the midnight oil. And then I'm going to exhaust fault of knowledge to draw another card, which is... Oh, after you fail a skill test, take 1 horror. Just don't fail a skill test. We should be fine. Okay. What happens when you run out of cards? You take one damage or 1 sanity and shuffle, and is that right? I know someone told me this earlier, but I just don't quite remember. Okay, so we did successfully investigate this. We defeat the man in the valid mask. 1 direct horror. Yeah. Okay, sweet. That's not too bad. 1 horror and shuffle back. Reshuffle and take a horror. The horror is not direct. Intriguing. Very intriguing. Huh. Cool. Okay. So the path is mine. After you face off with the stranger, you get the sense that he is grinning beneath his pale, faceless mask. Where is everybody, you ask, but he does not respond. What is going on? He remains silent and steps back as you approach until his back is against the corner of the room. Inexplicably, he continues to back away. His body melds into the wall behind him. Erupting from where he stood is a growing mass of vicious ooze. Instead of discarding the man in the valid mask, move him to the lobby. Add 2 bad tokens to the chaos bag. I don't like that. That seems bad. That seems really bad. Those are -4s. Ugh. Place 1 horror on that location. 1 horror on the location, okay. The man in the valid mask was moved from. Until the end of the scenario, horror on locations represents the advancing ooze, and each location with horror gains force. After you leave this location, test feat 4. If you fail, take 1 horror and 1 damage. Keep this card next to the act deck as a reminder in Advanced Act 3. Ooh. Well, that's tough. That's really tough. Act 3 is curtain call. The stranger must know the way out. You have to follow him. While the man in the valid mask is not in play, the lobby gains resign. At the end of the round, place 1 horror on each location with no horror that is connected to a location with horror. If each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance. Okay. So I think at this point we need to just get over to the lobby and take care of that. Yeah, that feels really solid to do. And just kind of finish up the scenario. The thing is, I don't want this thing to come back, so I'm hoping that we can finish it in enough rounds so that we can keep those 2 victory points. I mean we're making out. I have this swarm of rats with me. Oh, Mark hasn't even gone yet, though. Okay. I'm gonna need to start doing this, like flipping these over. But Mark has not gone yet. I probably should have had Mark go first, but that's fine. Okay, so yeah, so I mean, we do have a lot of victory points, or a good number. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 So I feel pretty good about that. So I think I would rather guarantee the win here, or the resignation, and be okay. So our last action with Harvey is going to be we're gonna move here. We're gonna test feat 4, which means that we will fail. So that will be 1 horror and 1 damage. I don't really have anything to modify that, so that should go back in there. It's a 0, so I do fail, so I take 1 horror and 1 damage. And I will exhaust safeguard. This is I don't know if this is a great idea. We're gonna exhaust safeguard to move here. The rats will damage Mark. We're gonna put that damage on Beat Cop. We get to draw a card. True Grit. I like that. Isn't this the 4th action? No. So I played Escape Route to move here for free. Oh, I did play Vault of Knowledge, didn't I? I did play. Thank you. Yes. So he's staying here. He'll take his damage later. Good call. Thank you. I forgot about Vault of Knowledge. Jason has these like cool tokens that would be nice to have. So that's 4. Okay, or that's 3. Thank you. So now Mark. Mark's first action is going to be to swing at these rats. So it's going to be a 6 to 1. Hilarious if he fails. It's a -2. He's good. So the rats die. We're going to go here. So that's going to... test feat. We'll probably, yep, we fail. So we take 1 damage and 1 horror. We will put both of them on Beat Cop, which allows us to draw a card, which I already drew, so we're good. So that's 1, 2. We're gonna move over to the theater for 3, just so that we don't have to ooze again there. Punching rats. The Beat Cop is stomping on him. We have a random Beat Cop over here. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Feel good about that. So now, and we don't have any hunters on the table. So we will draw a card from Mark. Just a true get. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 cards with Mark now. We'll toss one of these True Grits because he has 2 of them. And we will draw and he gets a money. Draw a card with Harvey, which is a shortcut. Ooh, that's nice. And then he has 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 cards, so he is good. And he gets a money. Shortcut is really good. Shortcut is really good. Alrighty. Top of the round, we're gonna place 1 here. Mark's card is Whispers in Your Head. So we have to add this. We cannot trigger quick actions. We can discard this card from our hand for 2 actions. Okay. I didn't quite think about this. I hope this is not an enemy. Okay, it's not. So if there's no Doom in play, Twisted Hill gains Surge. Otherwise, test Brain 3 or Brain X, where X is the amount of Doom in play. If you fail, discard 2 cards from your hand at random. Ew. Okay, so Brain 4. We'll go Guts to go Brain 6. 6 to 4. we'll go +2 because now we have more -4s in there. And so we'll go 8 to 4. It's a -1, so we're good. We get to draw a card. We take 1 horror. We're gonna put that. Oh, this is not on our turn. Ah, bummer. We're gonna put that on the laboratory assistant, and we will shuffle. I really like these two interacting here. These are two fun here our investigators to go at it together. The end of the round. Supposed to place 1 here. Okay. He's gonna get beat up. Okay, so yep, we're good. Okay. We definitely want to get rid of this guy before that guy comes back. Or we could kill him again. But I'm ready to just go ahead and push the Phalid Mask guy away. So let's go ahead and move. We will test feat 2. We fail. So take 1 damage and 1 horror. Oh, and we take 1 horror from here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We will move over here. We'll do the same thing. Hey, look at that. We failed. So we will take 2 horror. 1 here. 1 here. To successfully move out there. And what is this? This is take 1 horror, lose 1 action. So I probably cannot move out and choose to lose an action. So I'm going to have placed the last damage and last horror on the laboratory assistant. So she dies. Then I'm going to spend 2 to play a laboratory assistant, allowing me to draw 2 cards. Just shortcut an art student. Oh, I had shortcut too. That'll be next turn. Alrighty. I guess I could just go in and start swinging at the man in the mask. Like I could kill him instead of investigating with Mark. That doesn't feel like a bad idea. I could probably do that now. Okay, so let's go over here. We'll take 1 horror. Okay. Oh, it's going to be an action to engage him, though. Which is fine. Oh, yeah, actually, so, okay. I cannot trigger fast actions, so I can't beat cop him. But, so that was 1 action to move over. We will engage for 2 with the man in the mask. And then we will swing with a 45. So he is attacking a 4. We are swinging for 1, 6, 7. 7 to 4. I feel confident with that. 7 to 4 with a -1. So that does deal 2 damage to him. And that's the end of Mark's turn. Okay, so enemy phase, we deal 1 horror. We'll just do it to Mark. Why not? Just do it to Mark. And nothing over here, so we're good. Okay. On exhaust, Mark draws a card, which is the home front. If this skill test is successful during an attack, move 1 damage from Mark Harrington to the attacked enemy. It's a 4 of. That's pretty crazy. That's cool. And okay, well, the man in the Phalid Mask is going down. And he gets some money. Then Harvey's going to draw a card, which is higher education. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, so he's good. And gets a resource. Top of the round, we're going to place 1 here. You love home. It's so cool. It's so cool. Especially, yeah, it's sweet. It's very sweet. Okay, so here we go. 1 there. Mark's card is a swarm of rats. Of course it is. Mark can handle it. And Harvey's card is, a fanatic, actually. Oh, reveal location with the most clues. We'll toss it over here. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so now it is Mark's turn. Mark, we will have you swing at the man in the mask. We'll do home front because that sounds fun. So that's going to be, we're going to use a 45 automatic for this. That does not discard. So this is going to be 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we'll probably be okay unless we draw that auto fail. Now that I said it, it will absolutely happen. -1. Man in the foul mask is dead. Now the lobby gains the action to resign. Oh, and we get to move a damage. Do I still heal, I guess? Can we like overkill him like that? Mark will go ahead and resign. We will have put the ooze up here. Mark will come over here. I will lose an action, then I will resign. So there you go, just like that. You probably don't need the 45 auto since you're doing 2 damage on this swing, but it was fun. No, I absolutely did not, but I knew that I was ending it. So there you go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's read it. So if no resolution was reached, no. Need to go here. The stranger gives you a slight bow as he steps through the lobby's front entrance, opening a glass door that was not there a moment before. A sudden cacophony of noise erupts around you, and you fear the building as only seconds before it is destroyed. You flee, crashing through the front door and leaving the ruined theater in your wake. Several blocks away, you take a moment to rest and think about what you've witnessed. The investigator must decide. We have to warn the police about what's going on, or the police won't believe us. We have to solve this mystery on our own. Ooh. Okay, so I feel like Mark and Harvey are going to want to solve this thing on their own. Because the police may think we're crazy. The police probably think we're crazy. So let's we feeling good about solving this thing on our own? Hopefully that doesn't just completely screw us over. Resolution 2. Well, the B cup was there. That's so true. No, he doesn't remember anything. He's fine. He got beat up a little bit, so he kind of thinks it's a little crazy. So Resolution 2. You think about going to the police, but considering the horrors in the theater, they're more likely to think you're mad than believe your story. I told you. That's what I said. A small part of you wonders if there's still some kind of prank, but that cannot be the case. It was all too real. Too terrifying to forget. Wondering what course of action to take, you find yourself backtracking over your escape route, returning to the theater with cautious steps. The bright glare of the headlight drills into your eyes as cars pass on the street, splashing dirty rainwater onto the sidewalk beside you. Soon the Ward Theater comes into sight, its bright lights dominating the streets of downtown. You expect the theater to be in ruins, but its exterior looks the same as it did when you arrived to see The King in Yellow earlier that night. You walk to the front window of the Ward Theater and tentatively peer through it, but it's too dark to see anything inside. Just then, a chill brushes the nape of your neck. You feel that you are being watched. You turn and spot a shadow fleeting around the corner. A swarm of roaches skitters across the sidewalk, following in the shadow's wake. Your muscles tense with uncertainty as you round the corner in pursuit, standing unconcerned on the sidewalk, and a familiar-looking man in a featureless phallic mask. His unwavering gaze bears upon you. "Who are you?" you call out. The stranger does not respond and instead turns and disappears in the alleyway behind the theater. You give chase, hoping for answers, but by the time you reach the alleyway, it is empty, save for a notice on the wall near the theater's employee entrance. Quote, "Don't be a wet blanket. Come to the King in Yellow cast party, 8 p.m. at the home of Constance Dumaine, 1452 Atlantic Avenue. Formal dress only." Oh, I have fine clothes. I can do that. You tear the notice from the wall and take it with you, hoping this will lead the answers you seek. Do you think it was wise not to warn anyone? In your campaign log, record that you chose not to go to police. Mark 1 doubts in your campaign log. So I will do that right after this stream. In your campaign log, record that the stranger is on to you. Add the man in the phallic mask weakness to the lead investigator's deck. Does not count towards the deck size. For the remainder of the campaign, anytime the bearer of the man in the phallic mask leaves the campaign for any reason, choose a new investigator, become the bearer of the phallic mask weakness, and add it to... Oh, that's super cool. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Okay, so Mark's getting that. In your campaign log, under Chasing the Stranger, place 2 tally marks. For the remainder of this campaign, keep a running tally of the number of times the man in the phallic mask is defeated during a game. Each tally will bring you one step closer to the truth. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. And so just so we recap, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 experience. Feeling pretty good about that. I did uncover the truth, or I deciphered the runes, so we got that going for us as well. Thank you all for hanging out. It was a really fun first scenario. I enjoyed this one a lot. I'm excited to do the next one. It's going to be next Friday. So next Friday at 1 p.m. same time, same place. You can find us here. And then my next stream is going to be Monday at 1 p.m. We're going to be playing some more Lord of the Rings, so I will catch you there. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and hope you have a fantastic weekend. Talk to y'all in the Discord. Peace.